Balance sheet report displays the summarized assets, liabilities, and equity of your company as of a specified date. It does not report the company's activities over a certain period of time, but provides an overview of what the company owes and owns on a given date. What is more, the system enables you to enter two dates to compare how your business has been performing this period against the previous one. The balance sheet report adheres to the accounting equation, assets equals liability plus equity. Since two sides of the equation must balance out, the balance is by default reported in the following format. Assets are presented first, being calculated up to a particular date and summarized in a corresponding column of the report. Liabilities, together with equity, are presented next, also being computed and summarized in the same column. Summarized values must be equal, otherwise the balance sheet is considered unbalanced. So, the major components of the balance sheet report are assets, liabilities, and equity. They both are comprised of multiple accounts of lower levels. For example, assets are organized by current and non-current assets, which in their turn can be broken down into two or more subcategories that also contain several asset groups. Liabilities and equity can also be divided into two categories, which are liabilities and equity. Each category comprises several subcategories that can also be broken down into equity groups and groups of liabilities correspondingly. The exact set of categories, subcategories, and groups that organize the balance sheet depends on the selected type of accounting framework. The default accounting framework is represented by IFRS. To see the categories and subcategories of the major components of the balance sheet, you have to drill down within the report. Summarized amounts are displayed at each level of the report and at the grand total level. If no data is available for certain levels, nothing is displayed for them. While moving to sublevels of the report, total amounts are broken down into the amounts comprising the final total of the higher level. In this video, we will show you how to create a balance sheet report. In the header area, enter dates for the report and provide a name for it. Specify a balance type. To generate the report according to the indicated parameters and predefined report settings, click the Build button in the toolbar area. The basic balance sheet report groups data by balance item. Balance items are major components in the balance sheet, determining how and in what categories, subcategories, and groups accounts are organized. The exact set of balance sheet items depends on the selected type of accounting framework. By default, the higher level grouping is enabled for balance item to organize assets, liabilities, and shareholders' equity by major categories, subcategories, and groups, instead of just presenting balance sheet accounts in the form of a list. As a result, a multi-level hierarchy is formed, with links between levels being of the parent-child type. Specific active accounts are not displayed in the report. To see sub-level details in the generated report, you have to drill down to lower levels. The default grouping settings are defined in the Rows section of the basic balance sheet report. To define the grouping, the field has been added by which data in the report has to be grouped by rows. However, you can change the predefined settings and choose how to group data by yourself. To do that, click on the Customize button. Use the Rows section to view and customize the default groupings. You can delete, rearrange, and add new fields to the section by which you want to group data. To add fields for grouping in the Rows section, click the Select an Option box, and then select a field by which you want to group data from the list of options. Use the Columns section to view and customize the default groupings. As with groupings by rows, in the Columns section, you add fields by which you want to group data. The set of fields available for grouping data by columns is the same as for grouping data by rows. In the Values section, click the Select an Option box, and then select a summable field from the list of options. Click the Build button to view the report according to the parameters that you have selected. Once you are done, click Save.